these dudes that take cops and sign cops that their co-defendants have not agreed upon.
Yeah, they got to stop doing that, because what you're doing is you're incriminating somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the game that the government is playing now, because they figure like, okay, well, they try to convince a person, well, you're not cooperating, you understand, and da-da-da-da. But in the essence, if I sign a cop, and then my cop is saying, you held the gun and I didn't write it, but they wrote it. But now I signed it. But me signing it is validating it, because at the end of the cop is going to say that you read it and that you agreed that everything that they wrote was true. And this is the game they play. So even though you didn't say it, they're not going to ask you to get on the stand. They're going to use that paper against your co-defendant to say, well, no, Mr. So-and-so signed a plea or statement, stating that he was the one that held the gun, that did this, that did that. You understand? Okay. And these are the games they play. You know what I mean? This is what people got to understand about all of that, even about these guys that's cooperating. And this is what I had to learn. People be thinking like, the number one reason the guys tell is because they weak. You know what I mean? Weak, he's a sucker, he's a this, he's a that. It's not that, it's because they selfish. You understand? Okay. They selfish. You could have a guy and he may not be running around shooting everybody, but the guys that he run with, they really mean something to him. I know this guy's mother, I know that I can never do that to them. I don't know how I'm going to get through this time, but I could never do that to them. Like, them is my friends for real. Like, I really love them guys. His mother called me son and da-da-da-da-da, son, y'all all right, blah, 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 blah. I could never do that to him, because this guy's not selfish. Then you got another guy that everybody running around talking about, he's shooting this, he put in work, he doing that, and as soon as they catch him, he tell them, oh, man, I thought Stem was a gangster. Yeah, he's selfish, though. He'll still shoot you, even after he shoot you. Yeah, he didn't say he wouldn't still shoot you. But he's selfish. He only care about himself. He don't care about nobody else, just himself. And so guys getting confused. They start thinking that because the guy's in the street, he putting all his work in or whatever, that he won't snitch. And he won't be still back in the street doing whatever he's doing the dirt, doing whatever, backdooring people, gossiping, doing whatever type of scumbag stuff that he's doing. He's selfish. So they think in their mind, because he shoot people, he gonna stand up, he gonna take this 30 years on the chin. No, he ain't gonna take that 30 years. Yeah. Because he ain't built like that. Yeah. The thing about the lawyers, right? The lawyers, they're gonna do their job to an extent. But then this is the thing. Everybody's out to their own self-interest. So say, for instance, say even with one of the lawyers that I had, right? Okay. I already knew that the search was illegal from the beginning. Or I had a good sense of hunch that, something ain't wrong right with this search. So I kept asking why they searched the truck. Why they searched the truck? Oh no, we trying to find out, blah, 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 blah. He kept, bullshitting, spinning me around or whatever case may be. When all the time, he emailing the U.S. attorney, she not turning the information over, she not turning the evidence over. Now he could have had a hearing to force her to turn the information over. Okay. But it's a Brady issue now. Okay. But, at the time, they just not turning the information over. Okay. So he knows he could have a hearing to get her to turn his information over, right? But see, this is where the self-interest comes into play. They know he makes her turn over the evidence. Okay, bam. They turn over the evidence. I find out the whole search was illegal. I go to suppression her. And now I walks out the courtroom. After getting caught with 130 kilos of cocaine, I walk straight out the courtroom. I'm back home. I'm back in the streets. Right? So now the U.S. attorney is going to be pissed off at him. But now we already got 6, 7, 8 other clients that has the same U.S. attorney. So now when he comes to her and says, I need a plea for my guy so-and-so. Oh, he's not getting a plea. Right. You did everything you did for Ford-Bey, for tooth and nail to get that evidence so he could just be back on the street after the DEA caught him with 130 kilos, $5 million worth of cocaine at the time. Things are different now, prices, whatever. You know what I mean? And you did all that to get him right back in the street. So the other guys, they can forget about the cop. They might as well be prepared for trial. Right. So these are the games that the lawyers play. So the lawyer take the money and he trying to finagle the best plea agreement without offending the U.S. attorney, because I'm still need the U.S. attorney, but I'm trying to play both sides in the middle, and I'm trying to keep my client happy. I'm trying to convince him to take this plea without really going to trial. You know what I mean? And it's a hell of a situation. So guys definitely need to know the law. And that's the problem. Guys they don't really understand what they're involved in.
Right.
You mean they do, but they don't.
Okay.
You mean they gotta understand that these people they play for keeps. Like they're not playing around. They don't have no problem with giving you no life sentence and sitting you in some jail cell and waiting for you to die. Like it's just that simple. They don't care nothing about you cry. They don't care nothing about you just lose your mind. You stabbing people. You doing all that. They don't care nothing about none of that.
Right.
They sit your ass in that jail cell and let you rot like an apple on a windowsill. And when it's over, they ship your body home to your family. And everybody thinks for some reason like that's not gonna be me. That's not gonna happen to me. But the guys that it happened to didn't think it was gonna be them either.
Right.
This is what I be trying to explain to these young guys. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like we used to have a mentorship program at the medium at Ferguson where I was at.
Okay.
And we used to have all the little homies in it from all over the city, everything PG, everywhere. And we'd take like 50 of them at a time. It'd be like 8 of us, like the little older homies and stuff. And we'd break them down into groups of like 7 or 8. But when we used to have all of them together, we'd talk to them first. So I always used to tell all of them, I said, raise your hand if you can get in shape without working out. So everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, that's a stupid question. How you going to get in shape if you don't have work out? Right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing for people running around thinking they're going to have some success. I said, how y'all going to sit around and kick it all day and think you're going to have a certain level of success? You ain't putting no work in. You ain't putting no work in. So how you think this thing is just going to magically happen?
And how did they receive that form of the jewel?
They understood it from that perspective because they never looked at it like that. Sometimes people just think things are going to happen to them. Something good going to happen in my life. But they don't understand. They have a saying, right? And it says, success happens when preparation meets opportunity. When those two paths cross, this is when success happens. When preparation meets opportunity. So if the opportunity comes and you're not prepared, you're still not going to have no success.